Welcome to another episode of the Phenomenal Woman Club, the podcast where you'll hear women being unapologetically phenomenal every episode, hosted by me, your favorite Jordan. That's Jordan being Jordan on Instagram and on TikTok. Welcome back for another episode, guys. This is episode 6, 7. Nah, it can't be 7. It must be 6. Clearly, I'm having loads of fun. I don't even remember what recording we're on, but thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for rocking with me because I'm rocking with you. You guys already know what I need you to do. Go to Instagram and go to TikTok and type in the PW Club and follow us, okay? Follow along. You'll see clips from every episode. You'll see different posts. You'll be having conversation in the comments. You guys will love it. And if you can also subscribe on YouTube, that would be great. I'm actually getting more comments on YouTube, which is really confusing to me. I didn't expect there to be that much interest from YouTube. I don't know why, but hey ho, I'll take all the interest. So thank you. Thanks for following, guys. I love that for us. So you guys know I love Am I the Asshole? Reddit story scenario, and I kick the episode off every week with one of them. So this week is no different. And the title of this week's scenario it's another short one as well. Last week was quite short, but this is another short one. I realize my friend is a pick-me girl and it's putting me off. This whole the rise of the pick-me's is so interesting. I think it's definitely, this is me, sorry, this is what I do. If you guys are new here, you'll know that I'll waffle on halfway through a scenario just because something comes to mind. But what's the whole idea of pick-me's being a thing? Was that even a thing before Share-a-7? If you guys don't know who Share-a-7 is, then the sprinkle lady, I don't know if you guys know. I love me some sprinkle, you know. Shara sprinkle, she is so funny, but I think for me, she's the one who started to define what a pick-me woman was. And honestly, obviously, she gets as much love as she does as much hate, but I've got time for Share-a-7 and the rise in being able to explain what a pick-me is. Anyway, but let's jump into this very short, very sharp Reddit scenario and let me know what you guys think. So let's go. My friendship with one of my closest friends took a hard left the past several months. She's someone who believes in being loud and proud about everything. She often says things that seem so disingenuous, it's grating on me. It's been hard. Let me pause there. Who's changed? Has she changed? Have you changed? Because it seems to me that she's been like this the whole time. So, girly girl, who's changed here? You or her? But I'll carry on. It's been hard because she's someone I used to feel very bonded with and close to. She's had some big life changes that I think have made her start to overcompensate and just plain try too hard. So I think maybe she's changed, given the life changes she's had. She hasn't said what life changes they are, but clearly things have been going on. Life has been lifing. Cutesy language, baby voices when she's getting into whiny mood and just over the top. So her sort of mannerisms and behaviors have changed. I wonder what happened. I wonder what the life changes were. Anyway, it feels like I'm seeing her blind spots crop up left and right, but she claims she does her work and has been in therapy for long enough that she thinks she has it figured out. And then she goes on to say, I'm a therapist, so this is really annoying. Anyone who says that they have it figured out never does. Anyone who thinks they have, right, I've got it down, I'm sorted, I don't need any more help, I'm good, I'm sorted, I don't need any help. Therapy's not, I've passed therapy. You need to go and start therapy again because you have not passed it. It's not possible. I'm a millennial, so I somehow missed the definition of a pick-me girl until I saw a Jimmy Fallon clip and it hit me full force. This is her. In some ways, it felt very validating. But I also feel like this friendship is not going to be the same, and she can't even seem to pick up on that, despite implicit and explicit attempts to address this. Sigh. It's hard having so few good, trusted friends as an adult. I feel like one not fitting any anymore. The world gets a little bit more lonely. Oh, I feel really sorry for her. I feel really sorry for her. I wish I'd known more about what sort of things she's been doing, because just being cutesy, using cutesy language, baby voices, and getting into a whiny mode isn't necessarily pick me. So I really want to know what I want to know so much. I want to know what were the life changes, because I'm just being nosy. Like, I just want to know what that's all about. I also want to know a bit about when this all started. I'd be asking questions about that. I want to know how. So whoever wrote this, I want to know more about how they believe that she was behaving before, because she has said that her friend has always been somebody who believes in being loud and proud about everything. So clearly that's annoying her now, but that wasn't annoying her then. And I wish I knew what the friend was saying. Like, I wonder what the friend thinks about this. I wonder if she just thinks like everything's fine and we're cracking on. What's the problem? So, because it says, that the writer has tried to express this implicitly and explicitly, but I don't know. Let's see what the comments say. The comments help me sometimes. The first comment is, you are allowed to change friends. You don't always have to be friends with someone. You know what? So true. Sometimes friendships change. Sometimes people change. So you are absolutely allowed to say, actually, no, like, we've run our course. You've developed into this person. I've developed into this person. It's great, but actually, nah, we're not going to be friends anymore. That's allowed. And even as an adult, you can't, like, it's harder, yes, but you can make friends. There are ways to make friends as an adult. Just because we reach adulthood does not mean that our ability to make friends is no longer, like, we're not able to. It's harder, yes, but it's still possible. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. The next comment is, I'm not crazy about everyone overusing the words like gaslighting, mansplaining, and pick me. Aren't they supposed to be at the expense of other women? We shouldn't be so quick to throw everyone into derogatory boxes at the same time and feel validated. Do you know what? Fair comment, because I don't understand the pick me behaviors here. So maybe she's just used that term as quite flippantly because she's heard it on Jimmy Fallon, but clearly something's going wrong. I really hope that I hope they resolve it, actually. I really hope they resolve it. But if not, then move on, girly, and find a new friend. So each week I deep dive into a controversy or a misunderstanding surrounding a phenomenal woman. So in the last few weeks, I've spoken about Kemi Badenoch. Go and have a listen to that episode. I've spoken about Naomi Campbell. Go and listen to that episode. Last week I spoke about women who were victim blaming young Philly's victim. Go and listen to that episode. This week, I don't have one. This week, I actually don't have one. No one comes to mind. I think we've been exhausted by so much nonsense going on in the press. Like, I haven't read of any phenomenal women who I've been like, oh, what's gone on? Like, controversial, or there's been some sort of issue or some problem. Like, maybe it's end of the year. Maybe we're all getting tired. Maybe we're too tired to even cause controversy. I don't know. So here's what I want you guys to do. Drop me an email at info@thepwclub if you think .com. If you think that you can, if you know of any, because I literally was searching and I couldn't find. I was like, no one comes to mind. Usually as I prep for these episodes, I know who I'm going to talk about. Like the phenomenal women section coming up. Now, I knew who I was going to talk about. There's not been one person who I have wanted to discuss in the phenomenal woman unfiltered section. So I guess we'll leave that for this week, but drop me an email. Let me know if you have anybody who you want to discuss in phenomenal women unfiltered. But let's keep on going. So every episode, I like to highlight a phenomenal woman who is making impact in her community, breaking barriers, or inspiring others. This week, I want to speak about the one and only Tia Mowry, um, otherwise known as the one of the twins from Sister Sister. That's the like. I'm telling you, like we had the best TV shows, as millennials, we had the best TV shows. I remember Sister Sister, One on One, Moesha, but Moesha like get cancelled quite early. Anyway, One on One, Sister Sister. We had Trouble. I'd come home and watch MTV Base. We had a time. We were having a time. And it's a shame. I don't think the young people have that now. They have YouTube. That's not the same though, is it? No. Anyway, Tia Mowry recently got divorced. We all know from Corey. Yeah, fine. And she's done this documentary. I say documentary, but like a mini reality TV show called My Next Act. And it's talking about her life following on from the divorce and all that's gone on over like since that time and what led to the divorce and whatnot. And the reason why I am highlighting Tia Mowry as the phenomenal woman for this week is because she's been incredibly vulnerable. She has been incredibly vulnerable with us, and I love her for that. I think divorce is such a difficult thing. Like people, like men, women, who is divorcing go through a really difficult time. And so imagine divorcing and also being in the public eye. Like it's must be so difficult. And for her to make a series about it, to just really, I suppose, like if you are going through a divorce as well, you could watch her show and really empathize with what she's going through. Even if you're not going through divorce, you could watch her show and be like, oh yeah, like I definitely understand that. So I've not watched the whole thing, but I've watched parts of it. And the clips I've seen have been really, really significant. So she talks about, the bond changing with her family. She talks about the bond and also with her sister Tamara. So they're twins, obviously, as you know, sister. But how does relationships change? She also talks about the fact that Corey was her first everything, first boyfriend, first she lost her virginity to him, first her only husband, like everything. Corey has been her first everything. So to divorce, to be in your, I think she's in her 40s now, to divorce your first everything, that's crazy. And then to now also to be back out in these streets and trying to like date, she is going through it. She is going through it. But her talking about her like lack of experience, not knowing, what the world had to offer, I think they were definitely quite sheltered, which is good because we hear about like the Drew Barrymores and the Christina Aguilera and the Britney Spears who were also children stars, but their parents weren't doing the things they needed to do, allegedly. And they got them, they were very vulnerable and had a hell of a time as a child star. But clearly Tia and Tamara's parents were not playing any games about them, and they definitely kept them close to them, and they were quite sheltered twins, and which has its pros but also has its cons. So Tia I don't know when I'm going to watch it. I need to find some time to watch it, but I think I really want to sit down and focus on everything that she says because she really is going like through it. But I'm so thankful for her for doing the show because it takes a lot to be that vulnerable. It takes a lot to be that vulnerable, number one, but to be that vulnerable after a divorce and you're in the public eye, that's really tough. And you've got children and you've got people criticizing kind of you for divorcing Corey because, he's a good man, and you've got all of this stuff going on, and you said, you know what? I'm going to put out a show and just talk from the heart and be vulnerable and let you guys into my life and so you can see what's going on for me. I rate that highly. So Tia Mowry, you are the phenomenal woman of this week's episode. I will get a chance to sit down and really go through it, and watch it, because yeah, it's an amazing thing that she's doing. So it's time now for the Phenomenal Woman Toolbox. And this part of the podcast is where I recommend like a podcast, a book, a resource that is going to help you in your personal and professional life. So it's all about development, right? For you. And I love this part because it also makes me like, it holds me to account. It makes sure that I am also filling my life with positive resources to help me on my journey. But, you know, me and you are on this journey together, so it's all good. This week, I am recommending the following book, and I've got it as a ebook because I'm into ebooks now. I think just finding the time to read is so hard, but I can put on an ebook and have it playing in the background, or when I'm, you know, going to the shops or whatever, and it's really helpful. But it's called The Alpha Woman Meets Her Match: How Today's Strong Women Can Find Love and Happiness Without Settling. And it is by Sonya, Rhodes and Susan Schneider. And it's narrated by Karen O'Brien. Let me tell you guys this. I am episode 4. I'm in episode 4. I think it's like 12 episodes. Like there, roundabout. The Alpha Woman Meets Her Match. It's an eye-opener. It's an eye-opener. Because if you think, I didn't think I was an alpha woman. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I'm an alpha woman. But, you know, that phrase has just been kind of flung around, and you think, oh, like, you know, you do well in your career, or you've got a bit of money in the bank, or whatever it is. Oh, I must be an alpha woman. They break it down so much. And what is so good, I think chapter 3, they break it down, and then there's a quiz you can do to almost like score where you are on the alpha or the beta scale. You can mark yourself out of the scale, and then they will also, depending on where you are on the scale, they will recommend or suggest what type of partner works best for you. I was like, whoa. So that's where I've paused. Actually, I've paused at, I think it's chapter 3, because it was crazy. I was like ticking things off, and I was like, oh, do I do that? Like, I really had to reflect on it. I'm not going to tell you my scores. Don't even, nah. But, well, maybe actually, when I get to the end of it, maybe I will. Maybe this is something that we can discuss later on. Great book. Great book. I am at the beginning. But it's it's an eye opener. It will really help you to understand yourself more, but also maybe even help you understand your relationships more. Because as they were speaking, I was like, oh, that's why that relationship didn't work. That makes sense. Or, oh yeah, like I was looking for this, but actually what I got was this. And it really helped. This is just 3 chapters in, you know. It's really helped me. So I would say go and get it. That is The Alpha Woman Meets Her Match: How Today's Strong Women Can Find Love and Happiness Without Settling, by Sonya, Rhodes and Susan Schneider, narrated by Karen O'Brien. You know, it will be everywhere. Like, you guys, you know where to go. But yeah, be prepared to be challenged. Be prepared to be challenged. That's all I'll say. And that's it, guys. That is it from me. This is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Phenomenal Woman podcast. You guys already know what you need to do. Please leave a review on our socials. Follow us at the PW Club on Instagram and on TikTok. We're now on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on what's the other one? Google Music. Yeah, I was doing this all like last week. So yeah, listen to the podcast there. What else? Share the podcast with anyone who you think it would be beneficial to. And the thing is, I'm telling you guys to do that. I need to do that as well. Like, I haven't shared this with my friends and family yet, really. So I need to do that as well. So I will make that a point to do this week. If you have anybody for the Phenomenal Woman Unfiltered or the Phenomenal Woman section, drop me an email at info@thepwclub.com. And I will see you guys next week for more conversations that empower and inspire. So thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.